What is disability and why is it so hard to define? That is what we're going to be talking about today. I think it's really important to talk about these topics and delve into it. If you're interested like me, let's talk about it together. I'm going to be talking about my perspective living in the UK, but obviously everyone is different, so please respect that in the comments if you do comment. Obviously, disability is seen in so many different ways. As long as we're kind to each other, that is what we want. I do a lot of workshops around disability, talking about my lived experience, and something that happens is when I ask the audience, what do you think disability is? A lot of people struggle. It's really hard to get a solid answer from people, and I'm not surprised. Let me read this to you and see what you think. So, under the UK government, the definition of disability, I'm going to read it here. You are disabled under the Equality Act 2010 if you have a physical or mental impairment that has a substantial and long term negative effect on your ability to do normal daily activities. Woo! First of all, what a mouthful. Second of all, there's a lot of vague language used there. To give it to them, they've expanded on the word substantial and long term. So they've said substantial is more than minor or trivial, and then long term means more than 12 months, or 12 months or more. So obviously, the long term is very simple, 12 months or more. That's pretty easy to understand. However, this is what gripes me the most. Substantial is more than minor or trivial. Now, as someone who was born with a disability, it say if we're talking about daily activities and getting dressed, it takes me the amount of time it does to get dressed. I'm not comparing that time to non-disabled people. If it takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, it takes me 10 minutes to get dressed. And it's very kind of medical focused. It's also got a very negative, like, tone to the definition as well. Like it says, long-term negative effect. Now, obviously, if you've followed me for a while, you'll know I'm quite a positive person. But I think it's really difficult to kind of be proud of yourself if disability in general is seen as a negative thing. So I think that's why I just can't get on board with this definition. Now, when you think about disability, I'm probably within the stereotypical view of disability in terms of like physically I look different, I use a wheelchair. So for me, there's privilege within that people know I'm disabled, they treat me as I'm disabled, and I can pretty much, ask for adjustments and fingers crossed I get them. That's a whole new video that we can do. But the problem with this definition as well is there are so many people who have invisible or hidden, I'm not quite sure what people's preferred ways of saying it is, but if you can't see disability, it's so hard to, first of all, identify as disabled, but then to get the adjustments that you need. If you can get dressed in a standard amount of time, but it really hurts to do that, then where's the line? How do we support people and make sure that we are doing things in the best way possible to ensure that we are saving our pain or saving our energy? Like, disability in terms of the government view is very binary. You're either doing something that takes too long and it's negative, or you're non-disabled and you're absolutely fine. So I think it's a really sticky situation. Only 8% of people in the UK are wheelchair users in the disabled community. So it just shows you that like there are so many disabled people that we don't might not even know about who are disabled that first of all won't feel comfortable identifying being disabled, and second of all, won't want to communicate this because we're told, well, if you can do this and you can do that, then you're not. And then that leads on nicely to the assumptions around disability, which again, I'll probably do a whole new video on. But there's so many negative assumptions that a lot of people don't want to admit that they're disabled. So often I get comments saying, "You're not disabled, I don't see your disability, I just see you." And I'm like, I want you to see my disability. It's not everything, but it's a huge part of my life. It's, why I am like I am. It's why I'm so confident in talking to people. It's having to navigate a world that's not built for me, and I'm really proud that I've been able to get a job, drive my car, have an amazing group of friends, and go on holidays. Like, disability is woven into every part of my life. So if someone says you're not disabled, it's kind of ignoring a huge part of me. And I can totally understand why people think they're being nice by saying that, because we've been told, even just looking at the UK government definition, that it's got a negative impact. So, yeah, there's a lot of issues with defining disability, and I think we need a whole rehaul, a rebrand, let's say, of disability, and, turning it around and saying disability can be something to be proud of. It's not for everyone. There's still a lot of trauma within disability. There's a lot of pain, which I definitely identify with. So again, it's not binary. It's so complex. But I think I wish people would see disability in terms of, um, you know, a diverse group of people who are navigating the world that's not built for them, and for non-disabled people to think about how can we make society more inclusive so that we get more cool people in society, in jobs, representing everyone on TV, in the media. That was a bit of a ramble, but yes. Have you got any thoughts around the definition of disability? Has it been something you've ever thought about? Is it something that you just don't care about? Because it's definitely something that I've only just started thinking about as I've got older, and I've met different people who, maybe aren't as proud as I am around disability. And I've kind of looked into why that is and what I can do to make sure that I'm being inclusive when I'm sharing stuff around disability, which I'm still learning, but I'm hoping that, you know, by talking about hidden disabilities, invisible disabilities, chronic illnesses, that we all can start being a little bit more mindful about what disability really looks like. And the answer really is we don't know. Disability doesn't have a look. It is considering someone's access needs, requirements, adjustments. And we have to trust people that their experience is their experience. We can't tell someone if they're disabled or not, but it's about listening to access requirements, access needs, and building as inclusive society as we can. And yeah, making sure as many people can get involved in society. So I don't even know if that had a whole point, to be honest, but let me know if you've ever heard of that definition, first of all. Is there a definition in your country that's a little bit different? Do you think we could do anything better for disabled people? There's so many avenues we can go down, but I just wanted to do a basic introduction first. And yeah, we can do a part two. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy these types of videos and you want more, subscribe. I also have a Patreon community where we're building something together. We're doing live streams, we're chit-chatting in forums. If you want to join a community that talks about disability, but not just disability, we talk about snacks, anything and everything, join my Patreon, come and join the gang, and I would love to see you there. Bye!